Hey everybody, Goo TV presents a brand new series for you. Probably not brand new to YouTube, but brand new for me. Dark Souls, Streaming the Insanity, Prepare to Die edition. I've been through Dark Souls far enough to grab the Platinum for realsies without cheats on the PS3. This is not going to be a completionist playthrough. I'll just dispel some of those assumptions right off the bat. This is not going to be any sort of, hey, let me show you how you can be totally overpowered in 20 minutes kind of video. No, this is just going to be a nice casual playthrough of the game. Going after the things that I like, the style that I like to play, skipping over large swaths of parts of it that, quite honestly, I don't really mind skipping over. So, I'm a big fan of intelligence builds. I don't know why. Just really like it. So, we're going to do that up and get our normal, need our redhead. I don't know what it is. Every time you give me the opportunity to make a character in a game, it's always a female redhead. I don't know why that works that way. Not quite sure how far. Actually, we'll let the story play here. We'll let the stories play out, because why not?
The world was unformed,
just in case you haven't seen it yet.
By fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease, and seethed the scales betrayed his aim, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless lights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
chilling. I'm not, I should point this out at this point in time. It seems like a good place to do so. I am far from an expert on the lore of Dark Souls, so you probably won't get that from this playthrough either.
The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Check me out, I'm quite the looker. I kid. So I firmly believe that there are two ways to play Dark Souls. One is the right way, and then one is the way that's not right for you. Meaning that there's absolutely like no, absolute correct way to do things. There is never a best build. There's never anything like that. It's got to be something that is going to fit your play style appropriately. So this is the style of play that fits me appropriately. And I mean, you're welcome to give me suggestions, but when it comes to things like build and stuff like that, I'm pretty set in my ways. It might not be the most damaging build. I actually point something out here. There's this nice dude walking around down here. Whoa, he's pretty scary. That's a little prelude of things to come down the road. But anyway, it's all about finding the things that you like the best. I don't play for speed. I don't play. I mean, I like faster characters, but I do not play for the concept of making it through the game as fast as possible. But I have come up with a pretty efficient way after 3 or 4 times through the game now, I forget, to actually do so in a reasonable manner. I'm also far from an expert on this, which also means that I will likely... Hey, I can attune magic. I'm also far from an expert on it, which means that I'll likely not remember exactly where certain things are. And it is what it is. I do what I can. We're going to avoid the crazy, annoying dude that's about to jump down here by running away in this door here. We can look around and see him. He looks a lot like the dude that we saw in the basement, but it's actually not the same dude. A little misleading at first. If you're not familiar with the game, at least. And I know, quite honestly, it is not uncommon to, accidentally... not know that door is there. So hey, if this is your first time playing Dark Souls, you should pay attention to that. So we picked up the dark leather shield, which we will equip immediately. Yay! We now have a shield. Ha! I can block your stuff, you jerk store archer. I picked sorcerer class, largely because that's the wrong one. Largely because I really like magic or intelligence dexterity build. For the sake of I block you, backstab you. For the sake of most of my play, I'll focus almost all of my leveling on intelligence. Mostly because you need intelligence for some of the high-level spells that make things a complete joke later on. But also partially because I'll go after enchanted weaponry, which scales remarkably well with that. If I was going to go into New Game Plus or something like that, then I would also probably focus on dexterity, but I have absolutely no aspirations to do that. And I forgot where I was going. Oh my gosh, don't hit me, you large boulder. Narrowly avoided. Well, I'll actually stop talking here for a minute.
Oh, you. You're now hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the Undead Asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
And he will perish into... blah. I didn't mean to do that. And now he will perish into nothingness, and I will absorb your souls. I completely don't even remember what I was saying before. Are you going to die, friend? Friend who will later become my enemy? No? No? I thought he just died there. Maybe I'm just used to killing him or something. I don't know. Wait. Actually, we don't want to do that. Oh. That might have been him dying. Yep. Then there's 100 souls for nothing. Woohoo. I tend to favor, like I was saying, undead... or, intelligence and dexterity builds. Dexterity scaling becomes super more useful at higher levels, and especially considering that I need intelligence in order to use the spells that I like to use. So we'll focus on that, use enchanted, which scales better than magic weaponry, and the enchanted ember is rather easy to get. Like I said, do not count on this for where do I find item XYZ. If it's an item that I want for some reason, then this would be a good video for that. If it's not, then it probably won't be. Wow, this dagger is worthless. Okay. No, I didn't. It's Dark Souls. It doesn't auto-do anything. Why would I think that it would auto-equip my Sorcerer's Catalyst? Which is kind of funny because it's something... one of the reasons why I like starting with the... Oh, why wasn't I getting my shield up there? That was weird. One of the reasons why I like starting with the... oh, wow, you just gave me a short bow. Sweet, that's going to save me like 1,000 souls later on. That's pretty exciting. If you, dude, want to give me a shield, I'd appreciate that. Okay, let's get our, let's have some fun with him. Zap. Zap. This is supposed to be the thing where you learn about backstabbing, but whatever. I don't really care that much. And of course, we have our first boss fight. The guy that we saw before we get to actually drop down on. And do a hefty ton of damage for absolutely no work. And then... wow, my button is sticking. That's kind of scary. Block is kind of an important thing. I'm just gonna do what we do with a lot of fights in Dark Souls. Kind of bait attacks and avoid them, and then counterattack. Whoa, hello. Whoa, hello. That was closer than it needed to be. I'm a little rusty at this, I will admit. But this should not pose a problem here. Oh, he caught me with that. That's unfortunate. Okay. I could really use a better shield than the one that I have, but of course there's limited options in the early game end. The Asylum Demon will fall. This is basically the tutorial level. I'm not quite sure how far we'll get with this session here, but you can hear his big brother downstairs walking around. I don't know quite how far we'll get with this session, but you know, we'll at least do, session I'm not sure. This video will probably go to I don't think we'll make it to the Undead Burg in this video. The only reasoning behind that is because there's a good amount of stuff that you can do right off the bat to make your life a lot easier, and I'm a fan of doing all of those things. So we'll do that right away, and then that'll actually probably be about a good length for the start of this, especially with any other storyline bits that may happen in there. Over there, you see a little bird's nest. That's where you meet Snuggly the Crow. I think his name's Snuggly. It sounds right to me. But anyway, he's where you get a bunch of... you can trade items there. And we'll pick up our Soul of the Lost Undead for some free souls later on. And then I think actually that's it, if I remember correctly. But this is about one of the coolest cutscenes in the game. If I don't accidentally run off the cliff.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
It's pretty cool. You can see several parts of the game later on in this cutscene, especially once you're more familiar with the game itself. There's several vistas that span off where you can see, like, I'm sure it's like skybox sort of stuff. I'm sure it's skybox sort of stuff, but at the same time, it's an accurate representation of the real levels, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. So I can level up and do that sort of stuff. I will be honest, the first thing that we want to do is get our strength and dexterity up to 14 each. The reasoning for that is specifically because I know exactly the item that I like getting early on. And actually, there's no reason not to start that right now, actually. So not terribly much longer until we have that. And we will gain some quick souls in some various ways on the way out of here. I don't think there's... Nope, I'm going the wrong way. That is actually a way that we will go shortly, but I need a different item first. This should be humanity. I think it used to be 1. Yeah, I was going to say it used to be 1. Now it's 3. They did several patches to this game, like 5 or 6 over the course of its life. By the time the Prepare to Die edition came out, it was considerably, I don't want to say easier, but certain things were much more easy to get. Specifically things that like used to require multiplayer no longer need it anymore. So it's kind of interesting from that standpoint. You can find like things that used to be like multiplayer only items in a... actually, we don't want to go that way yet. That's down towards the catacombs. We will go there momentarily, but we're going to come at it from a different direction. But certain multiplayer items are, used to be... You could only get them through, invading or being invaded by other people. And now, as it turns out, you can largely avoid that, actually. 6 fire bombs, which we will likely never, ever use. I know some people favor them, but I don't tend to use thrown weapons, which also means that I don't really tend to use pyromancies all that much. And we'll, of course, talk to this dude.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Well, that's kind of rude. What if I talk to you again?
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, a copper coin, thank you. Do you have anything else to do?
You again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
I think this feels like teaching you that pestering people is the right
Very well.
answer.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
And he's going to want me to join a covenant, which I have no problem doing, because why not? I'm not part of one now, so it doesn't make any bit of difference. Okay, great.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Okay, great. Hey, let's learn a gesture. Now I can shrug. Woohoo! He can sell me a bunch of miracles, and by a bunch I mean 5, or talismans, none of which I care about at all. So
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Okay, so great. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. He actually turns out to be a pretty big douche, but I won't ruin that quite yet. Spoilers, I guess? Picking up some more souls of the lost, blah, 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 blah. And this totally feels like you shouldn't jump down there, but I'm going to. Oh, wow, it's totally safe. What do you know? Might be one of the few things in Dark Souls that's safe. Really, the only thing over here that we particularly care about is one of these chests is going to have homeward bones in it, I believe. I think so. Oh, and hey, look, we just got a talisman and a Morning Star. And Morning Star is probably better than the dagger that we're using, so let's give that a look. Yes, considerably more damage. It also has bleed. How do I see? Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. And yes, our equipment load is still in the bottom half. We want to keep that number, the 12.5 divided by 48 over there. We want to keep that lower number less than half of the upper number. That's just a personal style. That's the way I like to do things. So, and we don't need all of these in there. I find that it auto-equips items for you when you pick them up. There's the homeward bones we were looking for. It auto-equips some items like that when you pick them up, and the truth is that I don't particularly like having a lot of items in those 5 slots, because more often than not, you end up with a... that ends up in the heat of things, you end up having to cycle through that, and you don't end up with the things that you want. We're going to actually risk our lives here for a moment with skeletons that are way more powerful than we are. And the only reason for that is to see if we can collect some of these items down here. We'll show you that given a little bit of patience and a little bit of effort, you can largely ignore enemies if you're good at dodging, which is a big if, because that certainly doesn't always work out that well. But then we're going to run up in here, and this is actually, I don't think the way that we want to go, but we can go pick something up anyway. Are you still following me? It certainly sounds like you're still following me. So let's pick this up quick. Oh gosh, look out. And now our goal is just to get back to the bonfire before they come and fight me for real. And this will reset everything. Woohoo! The real true purpose of doing that, though, was to actually get the homeward bone. The reasoning behind that is because we're going to do something that is kind of... Let me turn the volume down on that. I apologize. We're going to do something that's kind of out of the... intended order of the game. Actually, we're also going to turn down the music. I don't know if YouTube will identify that or not, but I get the feeling like I should do that. So we'll see what happens. It's a shame because the music is really good in the game, and I don't want to not give them credit for it, but at the same time, yeah, what can you do? Now we are working our way down to a place called New Londo Ruins, which this is only possible because I picked the Master Key as my particular choice of gift at the start, which in my opinion is the only gift worth a damn, because all the rest of them are attainable in some other way or completely worthless. Whereas the... actually, we want to send this lift back up, so we'll step across that. Whereas the Master Key is actually attainable elsewhere, but it's also at a point in time that it does you virtually no good. So, yeah, whoop-de-doo, right? Big whoop. There are some more... Oh, here I am, swinging with the... or hitting the wrong button for swingage. This is kind of a waste of time killing these guys, but hey, at this point in the game, actually every little bit helps. Why are you not hitting this dude? Thank you. And then also we are going to go down, get off my cliff. Can I kick you? I guess not. Now I kick you. Okay, maybe I don't. Down here is actually where you can turn weapons into magic weapons. By this little hidden dude feller down here.
You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't cry. I'm Rickett, aren't I? I was once an established smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
I can. What do you want to sell me, dude?
Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escaping. It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best inventor.
Alright, Rickert. Thank you. You can do some stuff. You can repair equipment. And you sell a couple of fairly minimal sorceries. Good stuff. That's pretty much it. Should we repair? Yeah, we'll repair the Morning Star. Why not? And I don't have any armor to repair, so... Oh, no. Don't jump. I totally... No. Oh, what a horrible way to die on camera. I hit the button trying to speed through his dialogue. As it turns out, that sped me off the cliff. So yeah, that's it's a good thing that I sent this. Wow, that's a terrible camera angle. It's a good thing that I sent this lift back up to the top. That's super embarrassing. I guess this is not going to be a one life clear of Dark Souls. I didn't anticipate it being that way anyway. Like I said before, far from an expert, but. I would have hoped that I wouldn't have embarrassed myself quite that badly. Oh well. At least it's not long to get back to where I was and not far to pick up my my blood stain. We will take a moment now that we're down here, though. As soon as we grab our blood stain, we'll take a moment. We're going to go over to the Valley of the Drakes, which is a completely optional area that we're only going to because it will house some free stuff for us. That requires very little effort. Hey, look. I'm back to... I'm not talking to you again. You killed me. I killed me, but I blame it on him. Why not? Again, this is only possible because of the Master Key. So we got another large soul that we can consume for soft souls that we will use to upgrade our stuff. Off that way is the way to Blight Town. We'll take that way later because I hate Blight Town, so I'm not doing the top half of it. That's just silly talk. Yeah, that's just not happening. Like I said, not a completionist playthrough. We're playing through this game the way that I want to, and which is totally the right way for me. You might have a different right way. I'll let you decide for yourself which how much of that is true. We are not going to grab those, because he will come to life. This one, though, we should be able to grab. Yep. And one of these is a shield, actually, that I think we want. But even though I have a short bow, which would make quick work of him, I don't particularly want to I don't particularly want to try and use that against him because I have 0 arrows. Down there is a spider shield, which we might grab before we go to Blight Town, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it right now. That requires some artful dodging of drakes, which is, to be honest, not terribly difficult. But at the same time, I don't particularly want to die again right at this moment, and there's something with more pressing importance that I'm going to go after right away. And then after that, that'll probably be the end of this video, but it's not going to be the end of the session. I'm definitely going to record at least one more video, maybe 2, because I'm not just going to release the tutorial stuff. That would be totally lame of me, especially considering that there are like a bajillion videos out there about Dark Souls, and I don't suspect that you're going to pick this one over any of them anyway, so who cares? So now what we're going to do, first things first, we are going to kill this guy because he's in my way. Okay, maybe he's not, but whatever. I'm doing it live. We will... Yeah. I'd like to... No, okay, fine. Don't push him over the edge. There. Get off my... Fine. I'll hit you the other way. I just wanted to kick you off, bro. S-Talk is not what I thought I was going to get from that. I was thinking that was the transient curse. Maybe that's further down below. Which I don't really need anyway. The transient curses is a way to temporarily curse yourself in a not meaningful way. The reasoning behind that is because down here you can't hit the ghosts unless you are cursed. We're not going to be concerned with hitting the ghosts. We're going to be concerned with running from quickly the ghosts to a location. Oh, there's the transient curse that I was expecting. There is a total of 5 ghosts that we're going to try and avoid here. Hopefully this Xbox 360 controller is not going to completely hose me. But it should be... This is just a mad dash to a particular item that we want that is going to help our chances for success. No, get away from me, dude. And... Oh, I almost ran too far. There will be 3 more popping up here. Yep, get away from me. And now we're going to get the hell out of Dodge. That was totally worthwhile. So what we grabbed there was a Firekeeper Soul. You might not have seen it because it flashed up awfully quickly, but the whole purpose behind that is we can give it to a Firekeeper. The Firekeeper can raise the power of our Estus Flasks, which means that they heal for more. So instead of Estus Flask, in a moment here you'll see Estus Flask +1, but I don't remember if she has anything to say, so we'll kick up the volume real quick. Okay, never mind. I forgot about that. So yeah, we're going to reinforce the Estus Flask. We now have Estus Flask +1. Woohoo. Seems kind of worthless at this point because you haven't even seen me drink any Estus, but it does allow for more healing later on, and you can get that up to +7, which is a great amount of healing, but I don't even know if we'll have enough health for that to really be meaningful by the end of this. I would think that we'll be a +4, +5. I don't remember exactly how many that I get on this particular playthrough, but with that, we're going to actually call this video it. If you liked it and want to see more, definitely give us a like, and if you want to see more of this series or check out any of the other series that we have on Goo TV, I highly suggest you subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and with that, we will see you next time.